Hello, everyone. This is Dan from USMX Football here. Today, we'll be discussing which players Chelsea should kind of keep, sell, where they should just kind of end up for the upcoming 25-26 season. I have here just a generic tier list of Chelsea players from the 24-25 season. So you might see, like, where is it? Cassidy still here? I think it was the only one. And I added a few others, so they might look, Esteval there. But I think I added everyone. The ones you're not going to see on here are players like, specifically it's going to be Alex Matos, Harvey Vale, Dylan Williams, Ted Kurd. I don't think Eddie Beach is still contracted. So those guys are U21s, and I know people like Matos and Williams have been playing out on loan, but I'm just not going to include them for the sake of the video, because if they're not going to be U21 players, because they're almost out of that age, I'm just not going to include them, because I realistically don't even see them starting for the team with all the other academy players. So I have other academy guys in here, though, too, like Antwi and Weka, so they'll probably take their spot anyway. So those academy guys who haven't been here for a while, they're not going to be on here, but everyone else should be here. And yeah, I'm probably just going to be going in alphabetical order on these, so not by position. So I have guaranteed starter, which is going to be first name on the team sheet in their position, and or if they're on the bench, they're pushing as they're usually going to come off the bench as another option, or they're kind of pushing to get into the starting squad. So people like Palmer are obviously going to be here, but players like Labia, even though they're not a guaranteed starter, I think I'll put them in the squad player, because that's kind of what that is. So guaranteed starter means no debate in their position. That's where they're going to go. Squad player, on the bench, but I think that's not like a demeaning category. Like, they're pushing for a spot in the main 11. Loney is going to be obvious, players that I think can have a future here, but they're still kind of raw, and or they need a little more experience. And Sell are just players I'm kind of done with, and I think should probably be moved on. And I kind of just want to burn through some of the cells, but yeah, let's go in ABC order. So first we have Aaron Anselmino. He came back from Boca in January, and he's been part of the squad, but I think he's got to go on loan. We haven't seen anything from him, and I think we just have better center backs in there for now. So for now, until I see more, he's going to go in the loanee section. He could probably do good with like a Burnley, like what we did with Humphreys. Humphreys also isn't here because he recently news broke that he was going to be sold, so no Humphreys. Cassidy's here, but I can't take him off, so we're not going to do him. Next, Antwi. From what we saw actually in that semi-final versus was it Legia Warsaw? Yes. He was pretty good actually. I was very impressed, but definitely, if we're going to be Champions League, hopefully, or Europa League, I don't really see him at that level yet, so also going to be a loanee. Andre Santos. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. As much as I want to put him in guaranteed starter because of the amazing season he's had, he's going to be squad player for now until he gets like Premier League minutes. But really impressed by him, and I kind of want to see him as a guaranteed starter soon. Achimpong. I'm going to go squad player as well. I thought about loanee, but he's kind of been good enough from what I've seen in big games to where I think keeping him around the first team actually isn't a bad idea. So we'll keep him there. Amugu, he's going to be loanee. Yeah, he's going to be loanee. I'm kind of nervous that he might be one of those PSR signings. Although I don't know why we'd want to be signing Saint Etienne players for that reason, but really kind of weird signing. If he has potential to be insane, cool, but for now, loanee. Bentinelli, sorry. We have I know he's like a good character in the dressing room, but we have so many goalies to where I don't know. I don't think we need another one. And I think Sanchez can do that job just as fine. So we can sell him, get rid of it. He's probably actually not on crazy wages, but I'd rather just have a more capable option than this old gentleman. I was going to call him an old man, but we'll be friendly. Badiashile. Yeah, you got to go. He's been here for long enough to where we've seen, what he's good at, what he's not good at. And I think we have enough left-sided or left-footed center backs. I don't know why I thought... No, we actually don't. We only have him and Colwell. I don't know why I thought Ensomino and... No, I mean, if that's your only, pro is that you're left-footed... He's defensively just always got a mistake in him. He's looked okay in the Conference League, but that's really not saying much. We'll get to Tosin when we get to him, but Tosin has looked way better, in my opinion, for those kind of games where we're the bully, right? We're going up against a smaller team, and that doesn't have, that's not completely useless. Like in the, I forget which cup game it was, but it was like some third league team. Tosin scored that banger, right? So Tosin, I like keeping him around, but I think Badiashile, yeah, he's got to go. Just haven't been impressed, and that's going to be the same deal for Broya. Just really unlucky with injuries, in my opinion. Because if you think back a couple years ago, he was physically one of the most impressive young strikers because he was so quick, really strong. His finishing wasn't there yet, but I mean, he was still young, but I think with all the injuries and, he's been out on loan to Everton and Southampton and still been injured out there. And I don't know. I think it's best we kind of cut our losses and sell him to a mid-table team who could probably do better with him. But his injury record is really concerning. Yeah. Caicedo, don't even have to say much. He's our player of the season for a reason, so first name on the team sheet. There you go. And he might be the first one. Yeah, we'll put Palmer after him because when you're player of the season, you get to be the first one there. So, love you, Moy. Chilwell. After the season Palace have had, I don't think it's that crazy to think Chilwell could do a job for us at left back. I'm really torn on him, actually, because if you were to ask me like 2 months ago, I would have said, oh, for sure sell. For sure sell. And he hasn't been that good at Palace, but the fact that Cucurella has that left back position so locked down that Chilwell, he doesn't have to worry about competing. He just has to worry about being an attacking fullback. And not doing what Cucurella does better, but... but the thing is, he's on so much money. His wages are so high that I don't know if he'd be fine with that. And if we'd be fine having that expensive of a essentially second left back. So even though I kind of like the idea, I think it's best that we probably sell him too. Plus, we spent a lot of money on his transfer fee, so probably best to sell. This one hurts, dude. Chalobah. My heart tells me squad player. But if we sign Gehi, I am getting a little bit tempted to put him here because if we can use him as a bargaining chip to get Gehi. But you know what? I got to admit that Chalobah has been, as a professional, exemplary. And for that reason alone, we should probably keep him at the club. You think back to this time last year, he was told by Pochettino and crew that he didn't have a future at the club, that he was going to be sold in the summer. He ends up going to Palace on loan, I believe on the last day, and never complaining once, never doing these dumb interviews like Lukaku. Just a constant professional. Helped Crystal Palace where he could. We recalled him in January, and he had all the right to, badmouth us about anything, but he hasn't. And you know what? For that reason, he's a squad player. I think him and Tosin as our backup center backs, not bad. Yeah, and he could fill in anywhere in that back line, really. So if we have an injury, Big Trev's there. So definitely keep Carney. This is where it gets hard, too. Carney has been all right for Dortmund from what I've seen. But for me, the fact that we have to keep him around is because, like, you don't, as a young Englishman, you don't do what, like, Dortmund doesn't just want you on loan if you're going to be mid, right? You do have to be a certain caliber of player. And it's one of those things where if we didn't already have him, tell me why I feel like we would be looking at Dortmund for that, Adam. I think we should keep him. I think he's going to be a good squad player. He can do probably he could help us in rotation, in Cole Palmer's position, or even as a second striker or out on the wing. So I think he's pretty useful. Caldwell, he's not a guaranteed starter, but until we get anyone better, he's going to go in the guaranteed start. And you know what? He's been impressive in the last few games of the season. So I'll give him credit there. He has been pretty good in his recent form. Cuckoo, guaranteed starter. Such a great season from him. After Moy, our second best player of the season. Just become a big fan favorite. I love him. Our most experienced player, in my opinion, most seasoned. In my opinion, probably should be captain. If not Moy, over Enzo for sure. But love him. Can't say enough good things about Cuckoo. Yeah, I hope he has an even better next season. Dewsbury Hall. Ugh. He's also been a very good professional. Sorry, this thing's bugging me. Oh, well, I can't change it. He's been a very good professional, never once complaining. But I think with all the other midfield players we're going to have, like Andre Santos, we're probably going to have to part ways with him. And we'll get some good money because he hasn't been bad when he's made cameos for us. So we're going to have to sell Dewsbury Hall. But yeah, we're going to have to sell him. Dazasi, same deal, selling him. Right there with Badia Shield. It just didn't work out. I thought he's been all right for Villa, but what he offers, I think Chalobah offers just in a better package. So Dazasi, I've liked him. I like the energy he brought. I'm never going to forget the Man City game. He had an excellent game. Just had so much energy cheering the fans on, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. So he's going to get sold. Esugu, loanee. I think he's going to go on loan anyway. Like once he comes back, I'm not 100% on that. 100% sure. But yeah, just too many other people in his position. I don't even know why we signed him, to be honest. Maybe he's that good. He's like a Moy regen. But for now, just give him enough. Make sure he's playing consistently. Give him game time. Estevao. See, there's been a lot of talk if he's already at the level to play in the Prem. And maybe he's not a guaranteed starter right away. You know, it's a lot to ask for a kid from Brazil. But I want him as a squad player. We're going to get to our wing options in a little bit. But yeah, I think he can be one of our bench options for one side of the wing. We'll get to that when we get to it. But really excited about him joining after the Club World Cup. I thought it was going to be before. That would have been really cool, but it'll be after. And yeah, he's going to be just after Cole, I think, our most exciting player to watch. Because, and that's assuming he kind of catch up to speed with the pace and physicality of the Premier League. That's going to take time. But people always said, like, if Neymar were to come to the Prem, what would that have been like? Would it be too physical for him? But I think when you're so technically gifted that, you know, you're playing with grown men at the age of 16, 17, you know, if you're physical and if you're good enough, you're physical enough. So I'm really excited by Estevao. Felix. He's going to have to get sold, isn't he? Pretty privilege on him. He hasn't done anything at Milan. He hasn't done anything when he was here. Just kind of sad. I don't know who's going to want him. That's the thing. But he's got to get sold some way. So sorry, Felix also didn't work out. Enzo. So there's been a lot of news actually, and I'll have a video on Enzo potentially going to Real. I talked about that. But to be honest, I think he can still offer us a lot. And with Andre coming in, I wouldn't say he's guaranteed. No, he's guaranteed. But I do want to see Andre kind of put in Enzo's position to see what he can offer. So guaranteed starter for now. Fofana. So this is weird, dude. I kind of want to keep Fofana, but at the same time, we've put in so much money into him, so much time. And as they say in Spanish, just no rinde. He, if he's not injured, he's just kind of doing okay. Like we saw him earlier in the season, he got a little run of games, but his injuries are worrying. And it's not like James where when he is available, he's world class. He's kind of just, he's good, but he's not doing what James is doing. And for that reason, I think we cut our losses, to be honest. We have a lot of center backs, and we'll get to Gilchrist next, but with people like him, and I know you want experience, but if we sign a Gehi, then it's the same deal with the other guys that I mentioned. It's like, why do we need so many center backs? And that's, we're going to get to Gilchrist. I know it might not be popular, but I think we should keep him as a squad player. I don't think he needs to be out on loan because he was almost consistently starting for a Sheffield United who are just one game away from it was Burnley and Leeds who it's going to be Sheffield and Sunderland in that playoff game. He was a guaranteed starter for that Sheffield United week in and week out until they had to drop him. I forgot the reason, but they had to drop him for some technical reason. But considering he was that good in a Dean Wilder system, he can do a job for us, definitely. And I know Fofana is probably technically way better, but if you're never available and you're on that high of wages, I'd rather just have Gilchrist for more days of the year. Mark Guiu, love him. It's kind of a shame he's been injured because we could have used him in these last few games, but I really like what I've seen this season. I thought he's been excellent in the Conference League. He's the top scorer in there. So I thought he's been really good. I want to see more of him next season. So squad player for sure. Is this? Oh, this is Tyrick George. I thought it was Antwi. Tyrick George, for sure, squad player. And I'm not saying he's pushing for guaranteed starter, but yeah, what am I on? He's been pretty good. He started for the last few games. That's why I say that. But we want him as a squad player for next season. Hopefully, he won't have as much pressure on him as he's had in these last few games. It's kind of messed up that we've just thrown him in the deep end, but he hasn't held his own, but he's popped up in important moments like that game at Fulham, and the kid's obviously improving week in and week out. Like if you would have seen him in the beginning of the season to where he is now, like the improvement is so obvious and drastic. And I'm excited to what he can do next season. I think if we were to go on loan at like a Brighton, like a mid-table team like that, that could be really exciting, where he'd almost be guaranteed game time. Although he might have to compete with some other players. But you know what I mean. Yeah, I want to see him get more game time, though, for sure. Malo Gusto, see, I'm going to go squad player, but he has had a bad season. He's been asked to do a weird role for Maresca in that, like, inverted position, which I just don't think is him. Like, he was originally a winger, and we're asking him to come inside. I think that suits James, but not Malo. Just have him as a wing back, right? That's where he does the most damage. But although he's had a bad season, he's clearly talented, and if he can push for that French squad, like if he's challenging in that, I know Koundé's ahead of him, a few other guys, but he's clearly talented, so keep him around. Jackson and James, I kind of want to do them together. Well, Jackson, no. James is a guaranteed starter, for sure, when he's fit. when he's fit, which is a bit of an asterisk, but he's our most talented. I was gonna say most talented, but no, that's not quite accurate. He is our most seasoned player, I think, just after Cuckoo. Or actually, I don't know. Him and Cuckoo are kind of at the same tier, but he's just been ever present for us. Won the I don't have to explain why I love Reece James. If there's a player people are gonna come at Chelsea and say, "Oh, is that guy world class?" It's gonna be him. It's gonna be James. It's gonna be Caicedo. Might be Cuckoo too, but I'm gonna fight for him at any discussion table, because that's how good I think he is. Best in the world, probably just after Hakimi. If he had Hakimi's legs, it'd be a wrap. Nico, squad player. If we sign a striker, he might have to. No, you think about. See, my thoughts on Nico are so tricky because he's just kind of had some issues with, he's had such a rocky time here. It's hard to think for me of a player in recent times who's been this divisive, in terms of some people saying stick around with them, but then there's a strong contingent of the fans, I don't want to say minority because it's not, saying this guy is costing us important moments. We need a better striker. And I agree, we do need someone better, but I don't think we should sell him. I really don't. I think we should keep him around, and if he improves, he's improved from the last season, you can't deny that. I just don't want to see what he becomes and know that we let that go. So I think we should keep him. And all this, rocky times just builds character. So yeah, keep him. Jorgensen, same. I think we should keep him, but he's kind of on the fringe too. Don't think that he's guaranteed, because when Robert Sanchez was having such a bad time, it was kind of on you to just take that mantle, and you didn't. I know as a goalkeeper, it's kind of hard to not, just come in and have games where you don't make mistakes, keep clean sheets, especially with our defense, but he didn't take that mantle from Sanchez and run with it. So I haven't been too impressed by him, to be honest. So for now, he's a squad player, but he's kind of on the fringes. Kepa, you know what? As much as I want to keep Kepa for that Jorgensen role as our second keeper, or maybe even our first, because he's had a good season, right? And I don't know, Kepa or Petrovic, take your pick, but I think we can get better money for Kepa than Jorgensen. But for that, you know what? This is a spicy take. How about we sell Jorgensen and keep Kepa? Yo. Yeah, let's go with that. Keep the quality. Keep the form, right? Kellyman sold. I think we just got him for PSR reasons. I don't even know if he's that good. I don't even want to throw him on loan. Just get rid of him. I don't like the whole PSR stuff, but if that's the modern games you have to play, just whatever. But I'd rather see him move on. Who is? Oh, Lavia. Lavia, for sure squad player, but he's pushing for a guaranteed starter. We talked about him earlier in the video about that, but he's definitely pushing to get in the squad. Noni, I think he's a starter. I don't want to say he's locked on starter, but of our wingers this season, he's probably had the most consistent year over anyone else. That's Neto, that's Mudryk, we'll get to him, but he's been and it's weird because he had that hat trick versus Wolves the second game in, and I knew when that happened, I was I don't expect him to have anywhere near this kind of form throughout the season. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes the next 3 months without scoring. That's how I kind of felt. But seeing what he's been able to do on the left, I know he didn't have the best game in our versus Newcastle, or the one before that versus why am I forgetting? Newcastle, we lost, and then it was United. That's what I'm thinking of. I know he didn't have the best game there, but Noni's good. Shim Umweka, loan. But some of these, I should probably add another tier for just the academy. But Mweka's been pretty good, actually. Works so hard off the ball, constantly running. Um, and I think that's just the right attitude to have for a Loney in our system. So I definitely am excited to see more of him, what he can do in the future. Mudryk, such a big question mark. I don't know if he's gonna come back. You know what? Let's just add the Mudryk tier. This is the Mudryk tier. Because it's so like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. What is this? Okay. Sell, and this will be the Mudryk tier. Because I don't know. Like, I want to see him in the squad, but I don't know if he's gonna beat that case. Like, if you're having to dope against Conference League teams, like, that's so worrying. like what's going on? So Mudryk's gonna go there. I don't know. I hope he stays, but I'll let the courts come to their own conclusion. I don't want to get involved in that. Neto, I think he's gonna get sold. I don't think he's gonna get sold, but I think we should sell him. Just haven't been that impressed with him. He should be one of the more. He should be up there. I should be talking about him like with Cuckoo, with Reece James. It's like one of our more seasoned, better players, but he's just not. I think even though he's more experienced, he's just not that smart of a player. And yeah, I think we can get money for him. I think team like Wolves, not Wolves, West Ham, Fulham, like those kind of teams can definitely use with the Pedro Neto. So we could probably get good return on him. Same with Nkunku. Just been really depressing, honestly, his time at Chelsea. I was a big fan of him at Leipzig, but when you get injured and he got injured in preseason, remember that. Our team would have, we went down the alternate reality where it's Cole and Jackson, but there was a time when it was looking like Nkunku and Jackson were going to be, our two guys. If you remember in that preseason, 2024, summer 2024, they were looking like our two guys, but Nkunku gets injured, Palmer becomes that guy, and when Nkunku comes back, he never really quite finds a place. So kind of sad, but that's football. Kendry, super exciting player, and it's so cool that he's getting into the Ecuador squad this young, but he's gonna for sure be a loanee. Has a lot to prove, and I think he definitely can prove it, but send him out on loan. I think Spain would be good, or even I don't know if he'll do good in the championship. So I think Spain or Ligue 1, like Strasbourg, that'd be exciting. But yeah, I think he still needs time to develop and just play more football. So we'll do loanee for now. Palmer, if I have to say it, like, it's Cole. It's King Cole. I'm not gonna say much. Mike Penders, loanee for sure. I think as a goalie, the best thing you can do is just have game time. And if he's not going to be our second choice right away, just give him game time. So, loanee for him. And I know there's a restriction actually on how many loanees we can have. So if I can just have, I'll do another row. And this will be our loanees, our academy. Let me change the colors as well so it's not. The Mudryk tiers makes me laugh. Because if we have a limit on how many players we can have out on loan, like we'll want to have a Mugu, Anselmino, Kendry, and Penders, and then the academy guys. If we can't, we'll just keep them there. But you already know I'd like to have them on loan. But if we don't have any more spots, they'll just be in the academy for now. Jordy. Gotta be, and I think he's pushing for guaranteed starter as our goalie. Yeah, he's been so good at Strasbourg. I know he had a bad final game, but I want to see him here at Chelsea. I thought when he was here, he was our best goalie. Better than Jorgensen, better than Sanchez. Yeah, I think he has a future here. Sterling, bye. Sorry. Hasn't worked out. Do I have anything else? No, I don't. I don't want to. I'm so done with Sterling. Yeah. After that Leicester game in the Cup, yeah, I'm done with Sterling. And he's went on loan to Arsenal. Like, thanks Arsenal for helping us there, but yeah, I'm good off Sterling. Sanchez, so divisive, but if we don't sell him, I'm fine keeping him as a second goalie. I know it's cool to hate him, and he has made, so many mistakes, but as a second option, and if his wages are too much, then yeah, we should sell him. But yeah, I'm not opposed to just keeping him there for now. Sancho, ooh, this is a good one. And we'll put in Casadei. Nah, let's keep Mudryk there. Should we keep him? See, I just haven't been that impressed with Sancho. And when we already have players, we're gonna have Noni. Okay, so let's hypothetically think of the squad. Noni, Estevao. You know what? I think we should keep Sancho. We're gonna need more wing options. I know he hasn't been the best, and George, but I think we're gonna need him. Yeah, I know, and he's frustrating sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but I think Maresca likes him. And although he hasn't been my favorite player, I think we'll probably need his skill set in the squad. Tosin, same. I've actually been pretty impressed with him towards the tail end of the season. And he offers that, just like I was talking about earlier, that bully dynamic to when we're up against a smaller team. Not only does Tosin just look like a giant, but he's technically so good that it's like he just dominates them. Like he pushes forward on some Sergio Ramos, prime Sergio Ramos, mid to late 2000s type ish, and just dominates like he's an outfield, like he's a midfielder or a winger. So I like Tosin. He's grown on me though, because in the beginning I still think as a center back he makes a lot of mistakes, and I don't kind of want him as a guaranteed starter. But as a cup player, I really like him. Big Leslie, I think he's a squad player and definitely can do a job for us. We have so many squad players. But I mean, that just kind of shows how many positions are up for grabs in this team. But yeah, I thought Leslie's done a very good job in a Southampton team who's been very poor. And yeah, for that reason, I think if he can bring that attitude to our team, just be a big physical presence in the midfield, he's technically very good, I don't mind it. And he could probably do a job in defense as well, so there you go. All right, Renato Vega. I think he's also a squad player, but I think he's pushing for a guaranteed starter. I know he got injured at Juve not too long ago, and he's kind of missed a lot of the season, but the fact that he was a Juve starter, like, I don't think that should be overlooked. And that was the other left-footed center back I was thinking of. So that if we do get rid of Badiashile, it's not a big deal because we'll have him. So Levi, Vega, that's enough left-footed players. Reggie Walsh, same academy. But I think he could, keep him in the academy for now. Way too early for him to go out on loan. And Caleb Wiley, to be honest, I just haven't seen him. I know they might want to throw him out on loan, because they might have like, oh, he'll be the next Anthony Robinson, but I don't know. I think we might be looking to sell him for some profit, make a quick flip on him and honestly flipping, but they might also just throw him at Strasbourg, so I don't know. I'm really indifferent to him. I don't really mind if we lose him, but at the same time, whatever, so we'll just leave him in the loanee section, I guess, for now. And I don't know how many the official account we can have. I should probably check that. Give me 1 second. Okay, apologies. I just checked. You can have 6, a maximum of 6 foreign players. So that would be Aaron Amugu, Asugo, Penders, Pice, and probably Wiley. Yeah, because then the academy guys, you could just leave them in the academy. And yeah, there's not really any guys up here that I would want on loan. So I know we don't have a full 11 of players, so it would be Petrovic, Kuku, Colwell, James, Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, Noni, and that leaves a right wing option or left wing option, doesn't really matter, a striker, and another center back who I was thinking would be Gehi. But I mean, you could throw in Chalaba there for now, but those are the players that I do want in our squad. Everything else we can just kind of add on from there. But that's going to be the list. Guaranteed starters: Jordi, Cuckoo, Colwill, James, Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, and Noni. Squad players: Andre, Achimpong, Carney, Chalaba, Estevao, Gilchrist, Guiu, George, Gusto, Jackson, Lavia, Sancho, Vega, Tosin, Leslie, Kepa, and Sanchez. But we already said that I'm open to selling one of these guys, to be honest. Whoever we can get better money for. Yeah, I think whoever we can get better money for, we should sell. On loan, Anselmino, Amugu, Esugu, Penders, Pice, and Wiley. And we should sell Bettinelli, Badiashile, Dazasi, Broya, Chilwell, Dewsbury Hall, Felix, Fofana, Jorgensen, Kellyman, Neto. Although thinking about it, maybe Neto can be a good squad player. So maybe we'll have... Fine, we'll have Neto as a squad player. Last minute he gets in. But I am open to selling him if we get okay money. Nkunku, Sterling, Mudryk. We'll put it this way: if Mudryk can come back, then I think he gets in over Neto, and we sell him. But for now, with no Mudryk, we'll have Neto. And yeah, those are gonna be the academy guys. So, and like I said, these guys I think can have a future in the loaning section once they have enough experience. But that's gonna be the end of the video. My longest video. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing me for that long. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you think. Who we should keep, who we should sell, who you'd like to see brought in. I'll have another video on potential transfer targets we should go for in the summer, but that's going to be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a good one. Peace.